Hello there, Chris from the Headache and Pain Management Centre here for your Tuesday Facebook Live video. And today we are talking about, I'll just adjust my camera, there we go. We are talking about the Private Health Insurance decision that's come into effect on April the 1st, so that's yesterday, regarding Pilates rebates and what it all means and why I actually agree with what the private health insurers have done here. If you're here, please type in below and say hello. I can see that you're there, Belinda. Hello. It's nice to meet you. We've got Tom on board out the front desk. So basically today what we're talking about is Pilates and why the private health insurers have decided to stop those rebates. And the reason is pretty simple. It's because Pilates is actually just another tool. Okay, so what I mean by a tool is that it's another way, it's a small, minuscule part of an overall treatment regimen. So what was happening is a lot of people were being trained in Pilates, okay, and they could become Pilates educators, take classes and things of that nature. But the whole purpose of having private health insurance is actually making sure that firstly, you're getting bang for your buck from a private health insurance perspective. So it's actually delivered by qualified staff that are registered with the health practitioners authority, and it's making sure that basically people are getting the treatment that they need, okay? So that there's an actual subjective examination, there's a physical examination, and the treatment is actually based upon those things. Whereas what Pilates was actually doing is that people were just going, oh, I'll come and do some Pilates, but there wasn't actually a subjective examination or a physical examination done at a lot of the time, which is required under the regulations. So basically what's happened is that now you can't call it Pilates, you can't actually claim private health insurance on Pilates, and now it's being called physiotherapy exercises, which is actually more relevant because this exercise is being delivered by physiotherapists. However, the reason why I'm actually, not too concerned about this just in a general sense is because Pilates, when it comes to back pain in particular, now this is going to be a bit controversial, so hear me out. So when it comes to back pain in particular and making your back stronger, Pilates isn't the best thing you can do for it, okay? So hear me out here. So when it comes to Pilates, okay, it's a movement type exercise. It's like yoga. It's a little bit of positioning of the pelvis, a little bit of movement of the legs and arms and things of that nature, getting a bit of movement into the system. However, because it's bodyweight type exercise and it's not really that functional, it has to form part of an overall program. Now, when it comes to low back pain in particular, what we want to talk about is making the muscles bigger, okay? So making those muscles at the bottom of your spine bigger than they should be so that you can actually get the movement back and it's all protected. When it comes to Pilates though, when you're lifting and doing, body weight type exercise and things of that nature, what it means is that you can't actually get the muscles bigger by doing that. You get a muscle bigger by taking it to fatigue, okay? So the specific muscles to fatigue and then progressing the load. Now, when it comes to Pilates, yes, you're going to get some extra movement and some extra strength into your glutes, into your hamstrings, into your core, into your abs, these sorts of things, which is why you're getting a burning sensation when you finish doing a Pilates type exercise. But to make a muscle bigger in your back, you actually need to strengthen the back muscles themselves. And the way that you do that is to strengthen them under load, okay, and progress the load after that. And unfortunately, Pilates doesn't allow you to lift weight. It's actually body weight, and all of your muscles actually take over and do the work instead of your back. So that can be really good just to get some movement happening, and it can be really good to facilitate some movement doing some squats or lunges or learning a very specific part of, say, a stride or a step or running action. But when it comes to overall strengthening of the back, it's actually to do with needing to strengthen right to fatigue, okay, so strengthening those specific muscles and also then progressing the load. And the best way to do that is using something that actually strengthens the back and makes the muscles bigger, which might be our MedX machine if you've been in to use that before, or if you're wondering how that all works, we can do another video on that. But basically it needs to be able to strengthen the back and make the muscles bigger, and unfortunately Pilates doesn't do that the best that it should do. In fact, it doesn't really do it at all. So the 2 points from today: the first reason why Pilates has been taken off the private health rebates and why they can't use the name anymore is because it's a tool. Okay, so it's just another type of treatment, and there are people being trained in just the treatment without getting any assessment, any physical diagnosis or anything like that. So you can't just give a treatment without diagnosing the problem first. So that's the reason why they've cracked down on that. And the second thing, of course, is that Pilates, when it comes to back pain, when it comes to making your muscles bigger, it doesn't actually help, okay? So it will get you helping to move. It may reduce your pain somewhat, but the biggest reason why low back pain happens is because there's actually, a tensing with people, a protective type posture, which needs to be moved through and then strengthened with the muscles of the lower back. Hey, I hope that's helped. If there's any more information you'd like, just type in below Pilates reforms and I can give you a bit more information about that. But otherwise, we'll see you again for the next Facebook Live and we'll talk to you again soon. Cheers, bye for now.